So this is how I think through lower back pain in the gym when my clients experience it, so I know how to address it. And if you like this video, press the like button below and consider subscribing. So when a client and I are going through a session and they begin to experience lower back pain, I have to know which area of their lower back is specifically in pain, and I need to know what type of pain it feels like. So there are 4 main areas I group these into. You have 1, the high glute area, 2, right along the spine, like the low back or the base of the spine, sacrum. 3, you have off to one side, high glute or like in the lower back. Or 4, high in the mid back, so like muscles along the spine. And then I try and figure out which of 4 different types of pain it is. You've got muscle soreness pain, which is like burning, but it stops after we finish an exercise. You've got tightness that just doesn't go away. It builds gradually on each exercise. You've got sharp, which could be like a tendinous aggravation. And then number 4 is referring pain somewhere else. Sometimes a tingling, fiery feeling, numbness, could be like a pinched nerve basically. So let's get into the areas and then I'll touch on each of the types of pain in each area and I lay out how I address it. So first is the high glute area. This area usually gets tight from squats, deadlifts, especially like single leg movements. And I have noticed that it flares up when someone's glutes and core aren't firing up well, or if their hamstrings and inner thigh muscles are too tight. This area is usually associated with a significant tightness feeling, but can sometimes also be a soreness that goes away after we stop the exercise. I address it the same way though, which is 1 stretch, a modified world's greatest. Get into the world's greatest position and lay the front foot on its side and try to push the knee away as far as possible. Raise your chest up and drop your hips low to the ground. You should feel a stretch in the groin area, but you may also feel it in different areas of the hip. So if they feel a good stretch, we may go back to the exercise they were doing and see if it helped. Very often it takes care of that issue of tightness and we can continue the session as normal. And then I'll provide that stretch to them as homework or a warm-up movement before our next session. Next is right along the spine, either where it connects to your sacrum or higher in the lower back. I've seen this occur when doing heavy core bracing movements like squats, deadlifts, kettlebell swings, but also overhead presses, ab wheel rollouts, med ball slams. I've seen this in people who sit the majority of the day and have pre-existing tightness that puts their lumbar spine in an overly arched, compromised position. There's offset pressure on their discs, which, when loading a heavy movement too much, could cause that disc to bulge or, worst case, herniate. This is bad news because the spine isn't supposed to feel any of these types of pains or soreness. So regardless of the type of pain, I approach them all the same way. I approach this by stopping the movement completely. We'll do some lower back and hip flexor stretches and then switch to either lower body movements with no added weight or upper body and core. Next is off to one side of the lower back. This one's interesting because it's usually a rotational issue through the spine and your hip bones, your 2 ilium, are shifted with one tilting forward and the other one tilting backward. On one leg, the muscles responsible for hip extension or basically standing up are tight, pulling your ilium down and backwards like your glute and hamstring. Your muscles responsible for hip bending or hip flexion are tight, pulling the ilium up and forward, so like your hip flexor and quad. This one is actually fairly common, and I usually see it cause pain on the lower left side of someone's back, regardless of their daily activity, their hand or foot dominance, or even the hobbies that they're into. Because I believe this is all due to one common thing that all of us adults do nearly every day. And what could that one thing be? Driving. We've trained our legs to be efficient at 2 different things while driving. The left leg is rigid and off to the side, holding your body stable, and your right leg is in a constant state of retraction to control pressure on the gas or brake pedal. Anyways, this problem can pop up a lot in lunges, running, or any movement where you have an offset split stance, but it can also pop up on squats and deadlifts. We can get quick relief by doing a simple QL stretch on that side and doing a modified world's greatest from earlier. But to fix the root issue of the problem, you have to even out the tension on each of the leg's muscular chains. So this means turning down the glute and hamstring activation on the left side and the quad and hip flexor activation on the right side, and then firing the opposite muscles. And one of the most convenient ways to do this that I've found is through rotational drills. So cable rotation chest presses, monster band rotations, Pallof presses, the list goes on. All the muscles that help with rotating from left to right are stronger than the right to left muscles. So so we just train extra reps on the right to left rotation. I would build all of this into my client's warm-up and workouts. I would roll and stretch out the tight muscles, so like your left hamstring and glute, your right quad, adductor, hip flexor. Then we would get out on the floor and I would build these rotation drills into our regular strength and conditioning program. And the last one is higher in the lower back. This one's usually pretty straightforward. I've seen it pop up just like the other ones on squats and deadlifts. And if this pops up, it's usually just muscle soreness. So I'll have them do some rotation stretches to loosen the muscles up and then have them go through some glute and activation drills and get back to the movement. Although, every once in a while, the associated pain could be sharp, in which case, this is more likely a rib out of place. This feeling can literally take your breath away, not in a good way. I don't like doing much when a rib is out of place like that, so we'll usually alter the workout to train areas that wouldn't further aggravate that spot, like machine exercises or upper body movements. Then I'll refer them to a doctor or a chiropractor and see if they can pop that sucker back into place, because having a rib out of place is painful and annoying. So this is my system for addressing lower back pain. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button below and send this to someone who you know could benefit from it. I'll see you guys in the next video.